What's up, guys? Contract02 here. I just want to come up here and make a special video because I think it was definitely appropriate to do this. Today is the 10th anniversary of the death of Eddie Guerrero, one of the greatest professional wrestlers that's ever lived, one of my all-time favorites, and I think it was definitely appropriate to come up here and talk about this. And I feel like this has kind of been I wouldn't say overlooked, but it's a little overshadowed since this month is also the 25th anniversary of the Undertaker gimmick. So a lot of people are talking about that, but I think it's definitely Eddie Guerrero should definitely not be overlooked. It's hard to believe, man. It's been 10 freaking years since Eddie passed away, man. Um, I just remember that day. I was like, God, man, I think I was like in 6th grade. I was just getting into middle school, and I remember that day, man, like it was yesterday. I believe it was a Friday too. I really do believe it. I might be wrong, because I remember watching SmackDown, and he had that match with with Mr. Kennedy, and that was on a Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday, because I think they did tapings on Tuesday, obviously. But back then, I didn't really know that it was taped or anything. So I'm not saying that that really mattered. But I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was a Friday. I could be wrong. But I remember watching SmackDown beforehand, and I arrived at school, and then had a friend of mine who was funny because she is not a wrestling fan, but she came up to me and told me, "Did you hear about that wrestler who died today?" And I was like, "What wrestler?" And it was like, she was like, Eddie something, Eddie Guerrero. I was like, Eddie Guerrero? And I'm like, no, he was just, I just freaking saw him the other day. He's good, he's fine. I haven't seen anything on it. And I didn't believe her. I'm like, why are you freaking lying to me? Are you trying to, like, is a joke or something? Because she knew I was a wrestling fan. And I don't know if she was trying to, I thought she was just trying to play a joke on me or something. I thought it was funny because she kind of was known for stuff like that. But she was dead serious. She told me that he died, and I looked, and I checked, I went online, and lo and behold, there it was on WWE.com, and then on the news websites and everywhere, man. Eddie Guerrero passed away at the age of 34, I believe, and man, I was just in shock, man, because Eddie Guerrero is such a huge influence on why I am a wrestling fan. I didn't grow up watching. When I first got into wrestling, I didn't have Raw. We didn't really have. I didn't really watch Raw that much, honestly. One purpose because we only had cable and on one TV in my house, and usually my my grandma or somebody was watching a TV on. They were watching it already, so in my room I had basic TV, and SmackDown came on UPN. Um, and A Girl was one of those guys that I saw basically every single week, man. I witnessed all of Eddie Guerrero's success on SmackDown. Everything, man. U.S. title reigns, tag titles, the WWE Championship, all the post stuff, everything, man. I've been there. I watched Eddie become a star, man. Go from just being that great technical wrestler to becoming one of the greatest, not just wrestlers. He was already that, but just performers that the world has ever seen, man. He went from just being Eddie Guerrero, the great technician, to Latino Heat, showing that personality, showing that why he was one of the cornerstones of SmackDown at that time, and he well deserved it. And he definitely deserved to become the world champion when he did. And a lot of great. I mean, I have a lot of great memories of just watching Eddie Guerrero, man. I just remember when he betrayed Rey Mysterio, which is also one of my favorite wrestlers, and he kid, that brain buster on the steel steps to him, that was so devastating. And back then, I definitely wasn't I was a fan for sure, more of a fan than anything. I wasn't a smart really at that time. I mean, I kind of knew some things, but not everything was clear to me. So I was like, God, why would Eddie do that to freaking Ray? Why would he do that, man? It's his freaking best friend. He goes out there, and the whole Dominic storyline. In retrospect, if you look back at it, that is kind of it's kind of far fetched, the whole Dominic storyline. But I still enjoyed it, and that ladder match is one of my favorite ladder matches of all time. I think Eddie was in a lot of my favorite ladder matches. That one and the one with Van Dam on Raw for the Intercontinental title. Awesome matches, man. Yeah, and trying to think of some other great memories. The Big Show thing, when Big Show was on the freaking toilet after he ate the what the frick did he even eat? I forgot exactly what he freaking ate, but I remember the thing with Big Show on the toilet. He couldn't get out, and he like beat the hell out of him. The lowriders, man, all those freaking lowriders Eddie had. God, there's so many things, man, that I could just go on and on and on. So many funny moments as well, man. Eddie Guerrero was such a funny character, man. He knew how to put a smile on people's faces. I'm pretty sure on the camera. I'm pretty sure off the camera as well. I never heard really anything bad about Eddie. I'm glad that he was able to get past his demons with his drug addictions and all that. He got past that and went on to become one of the all-time greats. And I just hate that his life was cut short. It really sucks because Eddie, so good, man, so good. Just and a leader. I'm pretty sure he was a leader in that locker room. A lot of people respected Eddie. They knew his work. It just really sucked, man. Even 10 years later, man. 10 years later, it still hurts. A lot of people have different opinions, and a lot of wrestlers pass away. They do. I mean, we just lost Roddy Piper and Dusty Rhodes, and before that, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, and before that, tons of others, man. And it really sucks. But this Eddie's death is probably affected me the most out of anybody because I always think about that guy, man. I always want to go back and watch his matches. I was a really, really big fan of his, man. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are the same way. They just think about Eddie. I know Sasha Banks, one of the most over divas right now, he is the reason why she does what she does, man. And honestly, that's freaking awesome that she gives so much respect to Eddie Guerrero because he definitely freaking deserves it, man. Like I said, man, Eddie Guerrero, one of my favorites of all time, and probably the hardest I ever took of a wrestler passing away because it was just, I just watched this guy all the time on SmackDown, and one day he's there, and the next day he's not, and he's in the prime of his career. I'm pretty sure he was going to end up winning the World Heavyweight Championship down the line. He had just had that match with Batista for the world title. I'm pretty sure he was going to get the title eventually, which he well deserved. Yeah, man, that's just, God, man, it's really hard to think about that. I know I keep rambling, guys, but Eddie is definitely one of the all-time greats, and I'm definitely still to this day missing him. Still wish he was in the ring. Still wish if he was in the ring to somewhere that I could meet him, shake his hand, talk to him, man. But I know he's still watching everybody up there, man. And there's a lot of wrestlers who are following his footsteps, just like Sasha Banks, who are out there because of him, because of Eddie Guerrero is the reason why they do what they do. And Eddie, you are the reason why one of the reasons why I am a wrestling fan, and a bigger wrestling fan as I am, because if it wasn't for guys like you, I don't know if I would have all this stuff, this wrestling stuff, the t-shirts, the plaques, I don't know. And I still, to this day, still got it. The Eddie Guerrero t-shirt. But yeah, guys, I just want to come here and talk about Eddie. Also, before I go, freaking go back and watch. It's not a great matches you can go and watch of Eddie Guerrero, but go watch Halloween Havoc 97. If you're not seen it, Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. Also go see any Eddie Guerrero match. The majority of them, I doubt there's a bad one. They're all gonna be found on the WWE Network probably. But yeah, guys, I'm coming here to talk about Eddie. Tell you how much of a influence he was in me becoming a wrestling fan. How much the influence he was to other people like Sasha Banks and so on and so forth. And why he is and always will be one of the greatest in-ring performers and greatest entertainers any wrestling promotion has ever seen. Eddie, we are thinking about you. We always will. We will never forget you. You are one of the GOATs, man. Vivalaraza, Latino Heat. Alright, guys, I'm signing out. Comment, rate, subscribe, stay gold. Peace.